Remember what happened that day on the USS Liberty. You call me a revisionist, but you the one rewriting history. 9/11 committee, man, you gotta be kidding me. 5 dancing Israelis, man, it's not a mystery. Remember what happened that day on the USS Liberty. You call me a revisionist, but you the one rewriting history. 9/11 committee, man, you gotta be kidding me. 5 dancing Israelis, man, it's not a mystery. 5 dancing Israelis, and they just went in and hit the yeet. 5 dancing Israelis, then they just went out to Tel Aviv. 5 dancing Israelis, and they break.
All right, dude, we're live. So, Danny boy,
Episode 13, One Way Out.
13, the One Way Out podcast.
What have you been up to, man?
Fuck, man, just watching the evidence mount that there's only one way out. Fucking through we haven't done a podcast for like 2 weeks, and that's like, I don't know, 20 years in fucking news event time.
Oh, I know, dude. I think I called you last week, and I was like, oh, right, like you and I were having like an autistic phone conversation where we were just rattling off all the bullshit that was going on. It's fucking nuts.
Yeah, because it was like that day when you called me, it was the day after Matt Gaetz was grilling Lloyd Austin about that fucking flotilla or whatever.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Right.
So that
listen, we have no ground troops in Israel, but if we build an island directly off the shore of Israel, that's technically not troops on the ground.
Technically, they're not on the ground. They're on this fucking massive flotilla just north of the ground.
Weren't we bitching a few years ago about the Chinese doing that in like the South China Sea?
Yeah.
Like they were making like fake islands. Yeah. We're just like, fuck it.
But yeah, because he asked him point blank, he goes, how is that not boots on the ground? And I think, well, this doesn't actually constitute boots on the ground.
Right.
And he's like, well, what happens if they take fire? He's like, well, they'll return fire. So it's like, you're openly admitting that you're putting our troops in harm's way.
But they do that all the time, dude. Like a few weeks ago in Syria, because we have bases still in fucking Syria.
Protecting the oil fields, right? That's what Trump said.
Allegedly. Yeah. And I think like 2 U.S. service members died. And that was it's like Hezbollah shooting shit at them. It's like, so we're intentionally putting these people in fucked out places.
But what will
for no
happen?
reason.
Like, let's say, because they that little flotilla they've already been mortared, those people over there. So they've already been mortared. So like, what happens if one of them dies? Like, what do you think would happen?
You'll get some fucking we won't go ballistic about it, dude. It's all show. Yeah, it's all show. They they don't want war to. I think Julian Assange said it about Afghanistan. The purpose of war is not to win. The purpose of war is to continue indefinitely,
forever,
to launder money. Right?
Shit, I gotta turn that light off real quick.
Shit! Technical difficulties. So we had all sorts of technical startup issues because Mark was playing Fallout 4 before this guy.
I was like, I'm not prepping for this podcast. I'm going to play Fallout.
Fallout 4, dude. Oh, dude! But on a separate tangent, did you see? So if anyone follows like the Fallout storyline, it's basically nuclear war happens. A bunch of people go into these vaults and survive, and then like you come out of it as the character, like at some point after the Fallout. And so Amazon made a show about it, right?
Yep.
And they got keep in mind, like these people got to like procreate, be productive members of society. Like they're in a vault, like it's an entire they have to sustain themselves. So this chick decides to leave the vault. It's a female lead character. Okay, fine, no problem, cool, if it makes sense, but. Apparently, all the lefties are bitching that she's not gay.
I knew it. I was gonna say, but she's not colored or gay.
Yeah. They're like, she's not a person of color, and she's not gay. So Amazon is promoting like white supremacist stereotypes,
heteronormativity.
Yeah,
dude. Because that's why I was asking about the South Park thing. Because I've been watching. I haven't seen it, but I've been watching like the Panderverse, where it's like the head of Disney.
Yeah, Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah, hey, make it fake or make it.
Put a chick in it and make it gay.
Yeah. Make a black chick in it and make her gay.
Yeah,
it really is like that, dude. Like it's right on the nose, dude.
At work, that's what anytime anyone asks me for like a suggestion on how we can fix things now, I just say like, have we tried putting a chick in it and making her gay? And people look at me like, what the fuck?
Oh, dude, but it really is like that, man. It's like, I mean, I just saw literally before you walked in, when I was changing over to the podcast setup, I saw they were making a show Interview with the Vampire. Do you remember that?
With Brad Pitt.
That one. Well, everyone
was Tom Cruise in that too.
Yeah, Tom Cruise was the main guy, the main bad vampire. But everyone's gay, or not gay. Some are gay and black. Everyone's black.
Black and gay.
So okay, all right. It's like you're just taking existing stories and characters, and you're just making it fit.
Eric July, actually, there's this comic book guy. He Ripaverse. Yeah. He's a little bit too big libertarian dude too. But he's always bitching about, he's a black dude too. He's always bitching about like how Marvel is trying to like pander to like this racial identity.
Yeah.
Like he's like, just make a fucking new superhero with a good story that's black.
And he did.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's fucking legit. You know, make your own shit. You know, like, because it's even worse. It just seems like it's demeaning that you feel like you have to take other people's shit to make it your own. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just make your own shit. And the thing is, like, especially with African Americans, they claim that the white people colonized their whole culture and took everything from them. So why wouldn't you just make something fucking better? You know, instead of taking their shit, like the Interview of the Vampire, and then doing what they did to you, be better.
It's amazing to me. Like, these movies keep on flopping like big time because like they're just shit.
Yeah, they're terrible. Yeah.
They're terrible. Yeah. Like, you see them, and I think Disney just said that they had a list of Disney movies that had lost money, and it was crazy. It was like over $1 billion that they lost in movies in the last year.
I believe
and they're like, oh yeah, we're cutting back the number of Marvel feature films to 3 and the number of like TV shows down to 2 a year. And we're going to focus on quality, not quantity. It's like, just write a fucking story that's good.
Yeah, exactly. What does that mean? We're going to focus on quality, not quantity. Yeah. Everyone's going to be black and gay. You know, like, it's just so stupid.
Dude, imagine if you're from like a foreign country and you like actually never like seen the United States and you just think it's like all of us are like fucking like, there's just like transgenders just like sucking each other off left and right, like all over.
Yeah, like that's what you see, because America used to be the pinnacle of culture, right?
Right.
And then now it's like, I don't even know. We fall into.
Well, they're trying to destroy the culture, dude.
Yeah.
That's the whole entire New World Order. You know, the cloud and pivot strategy. In order to make something new, you first got to break the old system. And
so, if anyone's not familiar with that cloud pivot strategy, that was like a couple of socialists from the '60s. They fucking came up with this strategy about how you could destabilize, I guess, a Western country, the United States. You know, like overwhelm it with, you know, the welfare systems. I think even part of it was immigration. Yes, culture. Like,
there was like 10 different points on it, on how to do it, and basically just pick devalue the currency.
Yeah,
just pick a fucking.
You'd be like check.
Yeah,
as you go down that list,
straight down the list, man.
Yeah, it's wild. It's a wild one.
So
right on schedule. So we're right on schedule.
I know. Yeah. And dude, that's what I've been kind of zoning out a little bit more than I should on like the current events because. I was watching like Vice Principals, that show with Kenny Powers. In it, but like it's so WWE and staged and planned to me at this point. Like I'm like, dude, like the Republican Party has shown that it's completely it's a one party. The Democrats and the Republicans. You have maybe like 11 or 12 congressmen. Anyone that didn't vote to re-up FISA, that's it.
Yeah.
Versus everyone else. There's your party fucking line, right?
Yeah. Massey was one of those guys. And what happened to Massey?
We actually, the guy right up in from Pinal, Eli Crane in Arizona. We actually have like a dude in Arizona who's not, he's a good dude. I want to try to get him on this podcast, man.
Yeah, get him, dude. Reach out to him.
Yeah.
You know, I'll talk to him. We should.
But yeah, that's the breakdown now, guys. Like there is no, like the idea that you have like a Republican and Democrat party, it's completely fucking fraudulent. There is literally the Uniparty and then like a ragtag band of Thomas Massey, curly hair, Rand Paul motherfuckers.
And if you think Trump is going to change things, remember what was he just saying about the DOJ, like in the FBI building? Like,
oh my God, dude.
Yeah. Like it was one thing after another. He just like, who's around him that is like, hey, don't fucking say that shit. You're going to alienate your base. And he's like, full send. Dude, I'm one of them.
Bro, he's got boomer brain. So he's got boomer brain. So I've been losing my shit on Trump a little bit too much lately. He actually just had like 100,000 people in Wildwood, New Jersey at this like massive rally. And I was listening to some of that. I was like, oh, wow, this is actually the Trump that I can get behind. But then he puts out the craziest stupid shit on Twitter, like the FBI building. No, bro, the FBI needs to cease to exist for just on what it did to you. Yeah, never mind everyone else, just what it did to you. Because like, even though it's you and I get it personally, but like the concept of that being put on any other person, you don't have elections. Just if you took everything else out of the fucking equation and just had the FBI only do what it did, just the FBI portion of it to Trump.
Yeah.
What other person could survive that bullshit?
Not a normal person that didn't have their own funds, you know, for sure.
Yeah.
There's no fucking way, man. So that's what the criticism's always been of him. If you ever listen to Dave Smith talk about him, he's like, he just doesn't know enough. He doesn't know. He's got good instincts, but doesn't read, doesn't fucking like, he doesn't know. Like, so
I'm interested when him, RFK, and they go to the Libertarian Convention there.
Yes, that's the other thing. Yeah, I was supposed to go as a delegate, so I signed up as an alternate delegate to come from Arizona to represent Arizona at the Libertarian National Convention, which is May 25th. I ended up not being able to go because of some personal stuff, but. At that convention, I'm fucking super bummed now because at that convention, Donald Trump is going to speak, RFK is going to speak, and they're trying to work out a thing where they're going to have a fucking debate between the two, mediated by possibly Dave Smith, which is like, I came in my pants a little bit.
Yeah. Dave Smith, if anyone doesn't know, he's a comic. He's a libertarian. He's like probably the most famous or popular libertarian, would you say?
He's been on Rogan a bunch of times. Used to be on Kennedy's show on he's been on a bunch of cable news a bunch for a long time, but
yeah, he's around. So he pops up every once in a while, but he's pretty funny, and he's got a
podcast,
good podcast. Yeah, he knows what's up, man. He knows what's up, definitely.
Yeah, and this is the thing, like because I've been catching a lot of flack lately because I'm super critical of Israel. There's some people we work with that are all in on Israel. Like, they're the great. They're the.
We'll have to play. We should play that. Can we pull that video? In a little bit. We'll show.
Yeah. So and then people will confuse. This is what I was talking actually to my wife about last night. People confuse governments with the people. So like, because I don't like Israel, they'll say, like, if you don't like Israel, you're an anti-Semite.
Yeah, it's what they do. Yeah, black or white, Republican, Democrat.
Yeah, it's so stupid. Like, it's like, I cannot like the government of a country and that be separate in my mind from the people of that country, because I don't view governments as the people.
Oh, P.S. They're having massive, I posted it on our Twitter, massive protests against Netanyahu in Palestine, because they're like, you guys are just blatantly trying to continue this fucking war. Which
was happening before October 7th.
There were
huge riots.
He was trying to change like how the Supreme Court of Israel acted, or like and people were losing their shit on that. Basically, you want to say Putin and pals are dictators. It's pulling like a move where like, I will be president of Israel for life.
Forever. Yeah, dude. So like, he's pretty largely unpopular in his own country. But now I'm seeing the riots in like Japan, or protests in Japan and shit, like for plus, the Palestinians.
It'd be like, dude, like he may not have like all these crazy, but you can go listen and watch and read statements from all his cabinet members. It would be like if we had the most hardcore, like religious fundamentalist, Christian, like Mike Pence and Mike Johnson, the only reason I love Jesus so much because otherwise I'd be a complete shitbag. It's the only way I'm keeping my life together.
The guy who holds their position, like our equivalent of the NSA over there, his last name is Ben Giver. That dude has straight up like genocidal, like he is as hardcore, that you can get. Like, it sounds like someone fucking Al Qaeda talking. Dude. Infidels.
I tell people that all the time. I was like, the hardcore radical. It doesn't matter. Your big three religions: Muslim, Christian, and fucking Judaism. You take the hardcore fucking fundamentalists of those three. You're like, they're just change their clothes. Be like, oh yeah, that's a Taliban dude. Oh yeah, that's it.
That's on the same. Because people but people don't want to admit that. It's such a weird thing because where we work, people are generally conservatives. So maybe it's just like that momentum of decades of like being told Israel's our greatest ally. They're important democracy in the region of the Middle East.
Fox News and CNN, the only thing they can fucking agree on is that Israel is
I know, dude.
It's I got both of them on right next to me at work all the time because apparently someone bitched that like
show both sides.
Yeah. So like, which I'm like, dude, can we just get rid of both of these? Like turn it off. Like I can't take this anymore.
I think it was making me dumber.
Yeah. But the only thing is our greatest ally, Israel, it's like,
no matter how many times we've been fucked over by them directly in the past. And like we played last time you were on, Netanyahu trying to convince Congress to like, hey, if you remove Saddam Hussein, it would be great for the region.
Yeah.
Where, clearly that turned out not to be true. And I think he knew it was not going to be true.
No, they wanted to they've said it forever. They wanted to stabilize Syria, Iraq, Iran, and that's Greater Israel. Like the dudes that are running Israel believe that they own from the Nile in Egypt all the way
from the river to
the sea. Yeah. The river to the sea is also a chant for them that they will have all that fucking land. It's not just a genocidal like Palestinian chant.
Oh, and that's the thing. Like the Christians, for their prophecy to be true, like that, Israel has to be whole again. And I
got to see on this. I was actually watching a video that it's the Schofield Bible that was funded by the Rothschilds in the early 1900s.
Rothschild. Something significant about that name.
Yeah. the International Banking Cartel.
Yeah.
So it was funded by them, and because they were big in the Zionist movement.
They bought the first land when they the mandate happened, when they started moving the settlers. And he was the first Western Jew, I guess, to buy property there, land there.
Yeah.
Look it up.
But I got to look into this more. But apparently, this Bible that all the evangelicals, they changed a bunch of words in it and a bunch of meanings and shit, then had it mass printed.
Yeah, if you're not familiar, there's several different versions of the Bible. I mean, there's the Ethiopian version is one of the oldest ones. There's a bunch of books that didn't make it into the Bible called the Apocrypha. I was raised hardcore religious, so I'm like way down this road.
Oh shit.
But
I had to go to Sunday school or Saturdays and all that, but I just fucked around.
Oh no, dude! I've read the Bible a couple times by force. Now I still read it now, and my wife is getting more into it now, so I've been reading it a lot more. But anyway, the religious connotation aside, the leaders of Israel are, they're evil to me.
100%, yeah,
straight up.
But that's a dude. Here you go, to not just be because there would be anti-Semitism, this, that, the other thing. Our leaders, the people that we got running this fucking place, are evil.
Yeah,
we do not have a good, and they're in hand with each other.
You ever heard of AIPAC?
AIPAC,
yeah. So the American Israeli Political Action Committee or Coalition or something like that, dude. They donate to every politician, like almost not Thomas Massey, obviously.
98%. I think they said they brag about it on their. It's on that video, man. They brag about it. 98% win rate if you take money from AIPAC.
Yeah, exactly. And the second that you're not in line with the establishment narrative, they will immediately run ad campaigns against you. Funding your opponents. So that's insane. And we've been talking endlessly about how many of our politicians actually have some kind of dual loyalty to that country. What was that? Who's that guy that was wearing an Israeli military uniform? He wore an Israeli military uniform in fucking Congress.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, I'll fucking.
But I mean, you did. They were running around with fucking Ukraine flags all over the place.
Oh yeah, that was so gross, dude. When they passed that fucking thing and they're all waving those flags.
No, dude, I can't wait because the Republican Party knocks on my door because I got to change my registration to Libertarian. Yeah. They knock on my door every year for votes, and I'm gonna just actually fucking light this guy, whoever poor dude they send to me. I'm gonna light him up, dude.
Oh yeah, dude. But that's the thing, so. If you still think this is a government of the people for the people, this is why I can criticize Israel and not be anti-Semitic. That doesn't even make sense. Because it has nothing to do with them being Jewish. It has everything to do with them being an evil state. So when I criticize our government, doesn't mean I hate Americans. You know what I mean? I view the government of America separate from the people, because I don't know how you feel about this, but I don't believe the U.S. government is a government of the people, for the people, by the people.
Oh no, it's way gone. It's way gone.
Most people still believe that.
Yeah,
they really do.
I know. Yeah. That's part of the reason we're doing this podcast is to kind of wake people up to the fact that this has gone way, way, way off the rails.
Yeah,
it went off the rails really where everyone should have been fuck this was after 9/11. Right. Yeah. When they did the 9/11 commission and they omitted all that shit and what did we get from 9/11? 2 bullshit wars that costed us trillions of dollars.
Yep.
I got to get groped at fucking the airports now.
Mass surveillance,
right?
Mm-hmm.
The FISA and all that shit,
yep.
Right? And just for justification of terrorism and this fucking nonsense. And meanwhile, it's been used in every way possible to fuck normal people
domestically
from changing the direction that this country is going. Right?
Yeah.
They printed what since before George Bush came in, I think we only had 2 or 3 trillion in debt.
Oh, yeah. What are we at now?
34?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in 20 years, we've printed, 16 times the amount that we had accumulated in the first.
Yeah. Trump in his 4-year term, he printed more than Obama's entire presidency.
Yeah.
Or was on track to.
I've been hitting him up on that because they keep on being Marxist RFK. I got a soft spot for RFK. He seems like you can bullshit with him, fucking good dude. But they keep on I'm hit him on the shit that actually matters. I keep on being Marxist RFK. I'm Donald Trump printed more money than any other fucking president in the history of the United States. In 4 years, he printed more money in 4 years than Obama printed in 8.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
My thing on RFK, so I get why Trump is coming to the Libertarian Convention, because in his mind, in Trump brain, he thinks these conservatives are the the Libertarian Party is the third largest party, right? But it's really just disillusioned Republicans.
Right.
I'm sure that's what he thinks.
Yep.
Because, which is not the case. I mean, there are some people maybe who are conservative people, but they were disillusioned with the establishment party. So they're not going to go be like, well, we'd rather have Donald Trump versus Joe Biden. It's like, no, fuck all of these parties. That's the general sentiment. I don't think he realizes how hostile that environment's going to be when he goes there. Because they're going to be like, hey, why did you keep going with that fucking genocide in Yemen? You know what I mean? Like, hey, why did you print so much fucking money? Hey, what's up with this fucking warp speed bullshit? You know what I mean? Like, look what came out of that. You know, like hitting him on those things instead of just talking shit about how bad Joe Biden is. Everyone knows that. But so that's why Trump's going to talk to them, because he thinks that he can sway, I'm sure these people in the Libertarian Party to be supporters of his, which I think he's going to be mistaken. And then RFK wants ballot access. He wants that easy ballot access because if he gets the Libertarian Party nomination, he gets instant ballot access. He doesn't have to go through all the processes and getting on the ballot as an independent.
He's already been doing that though, because he pops up all the time on we got this state, we're on the ballot. We got this state, we're on the ballot. He's trying, but if he became the Libertarian nominee, it'd be way easier. It would be automatic. He'd automatically have it because we have ballot access. But the thing is everyone went there was talk of letting him do that or getting him to do that because he's bringing such a large voter base, and everyone in the Libertarian Party knows he's not a libertarian. No,
he's not. He's terrible on he's good on the war in Ukraine, terrible on Israel. He's fucking terrible. So that's why they're both coming. I
got a thing called APAC tracker on Twitter, and every time, dude, once you follow it. Every time a politician posts anything, for me at least now, the first reply I'm seeing is APAC tracker, and it posts a picture of how much money that politician has taken from APAC. Yeah, like Ted Cruz is like 1.5 million, Donald Trump's $1 million.
Who's that comedian? Was it maybe Jeff Foxworthy said that they should wear shit like NASCAR? To see who owns them essentially.
Yep.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah, so it's most of them though. It's most of them, left or right.
No, they brag about it. They do it on their website. It's like, we have a 98. If you take money from us and we endorse you, you have a 98% win chance.
Yeah. And what are they getting for that money?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And dude, here's the thing too. Actually, is I'm a little fucking disappointed in our politicians.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll tell you. Well, on this end, if you're gonna be bribed and bought, at least have a high price. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking 7 figures, and you're a congressman, or or 8 figures if you're a senator. What are we really talking about here? You're that cheap that you'll sell out your fucking country for $1 million?
I want Nancy Pelosi money.
Yeah, dude.
$100 million.
$100 million. Yeah, you're that cheap that you're going to sell $500,000. Let me sell out my country for $500,000.
Yeah,
dude. People should just be removed for having that low of a fucking price to be bought.
Yeah, Well, that's their morals and principles. They don't have any, so that's their price. Yeah, it's fucking gross, man. So you had Matt Gaetz grilling Lloyd Austin, the Secretary of Defense, about that fucking flotilla. You have Trump sucking the FBI's dick,
which is unbelievable. That drove me up a wall. I was like,
everybody,
yeah.
He just doesn't fucking. He'll still talk
boomer
about
brain, bro.
He'll still talk about the warp speed like it was the greatest.
Yeah, boomer brain.
Yeah, it's retarded.
It's like, dude, you ever catch a boomer where you have them dead to rights that they're wrong. There's no way that they can fucking weasel their way out. They're like, yeah, you're wrong, and they'll just get angry and that's Trump.
Iraq had those weapons of mass destruction. The fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, dude. But yeah, that's that. It's like, no, I can't. I've staked my claim here. I cannot change my position.
I'll die here.
I will look weak if I go back. There is only forward.
Well, that's the thing. Because in that generation, if you change your mind, that was like, oh, that's weak. He doesn't have a backbone. It's like, no, he fucking learned he was wrong.
Right.
And he made a better decision.
Yeah. New information was presented.
Yeah. Nope. You have to double down no matter what. And some people just are still doing that shit. It's retarded.
We had a saying up north. It was double down on stupidity.
Double
down on stupidity. Let's we were stupid. Let's see if stupidity can get us out of this.
We got to go further,
deeper. It's our problem.
So there was the flotilla, Trump's bullshit. We had the people are learning about the dancing Israelis for the first time, apparently.
Dude, yeah, we should pull up that video, dude. Can you pull that up or no?
Is it on? Where's it at?
I sent it to you on Signal.
Signal, okay. I might just have to play the audio, dude.
This break in One Way Out is brought to you by Fallout 4.
Yeah,
distracting your technical manager like no other game. Dude, how long ago was Fallout 4 put out?
10. Let's see.
You're still playing it, right?
2015.
Yeah.
They just dropped a massive update.
Right. Yeah. It's first person view though, right? Fallout.
It could be both.
You can do third?
Yeah, you can do third.
Maybe I'll have to give
It's
the
so
world.
good, dude.
Yeah.
It's so like it is. And not only is it the post-apocalyptic fucking thing, but once you get into the story of it, you're like, oh shit, this is like, fuck, man, this is like right on. Like I was showing my wife this thing. Maybe I should pull that up. There's a clip from the X-Files where they're talking about like this evil corporation is editing people's genome with the smallpox vaccine, and it's like turning off their immune systems. And this is like a fucking long ass time ago,
Yep.
dude. It's like holy shit.
Dude, we got to get into that too, the COVID shit. But fucking pull up the because that actually is getting brushed out. Like I feel that's not getting enough attention with AstraZeneca and all that. Have you seen that where AstraZeneca pulled its product?
So AstraZeneca was the COVID vaccine in Europe. It wasn't over here in the States.
Yeah,
but they've actually proved in courts that people are being injured.
Yep.
You know, so when you see these fucking people like what's that Cuomo guy? Not Andrew. Andrew's the one who killed 15,000 old people. Chris, the younger brother.
He's got a vaccine injury too.
Dude, yeah, that's what I'm saying. And now he's going around to podcasts trying to like, hey guys, you know, like they lied to me. I was wrong. You know, like, hey, take me back. You know, fucking. Let alone that he was like one of the biggest he had the biggest cable news show on, I think, CNN.
Dude, all these dudes knew too, because like you had Robert Malone, which we had Dave's dad, who's friends with, right?
Yeah.
Robert Malone, the inventor of mRNA vaccine, was coming out, was like, this shit is not ready, anywhere near ready to give to anyone.
The guy who had all the patents for the mRNA technology.
Yeah, it's like, you should not be. So all these people that want to claim like ignorance, that they forgot or they didn't know or this, that, the other thing. Bullshit.
Yeah. If you weren't awake by 2021, you were fucking in on it, dude. You were fucking.
No, dude, I'll even go earlier than that, dude. I'll even go earlier.
Generous.
Yeah. I'll go way. I remember getting into an argument with the soup, and he threw me out of a location. He was like, "Oh, if that's the way you feel, just leave." I was like, "All right, bye." But over the shit, because I was like, "Dude, you can't." Just...
I already know who that was.
Yeah,
I already know who that was.
I was like, "You can't fucking do this. Are you out of your mind?" And he's like, "Well, people are gonna die." I'm like, "People die all the time, dude.
Yeah,
Stop
exactly.
it."
Yeah, dude. People forget. People are already forgetting how fucking crazy it was. You know. So, dude, I'll tell you offline, but I had a conversation with somebody about like, you know, who should run your life, and then like this person was like, oh, I'll defer to experts. I'm like, oh, you mean the experts
that brought you COVID?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, I knew you were gonna say that. Oh, you're gonna go to. I'm like, yeah, motherfucker. That's the most obvious one. Whereas like your fucking whole life was upended by experts.
Yeah. Oh, dude, you know what? Fuck it. Let's put this video up. And this is an example of like how experts or your government and right now. And if you take anything from this video, just take away that like they don't ask any more questions about these proven facts. There's a whole bunch of people and organizations to get no further investigation in the 9/11 Commission, right? So on 9/11, 2 planes knocked down 3 buildings somehow.
Yeah, somehow.
And
don't forget about that Tower 7.
I always was like, well, you know, something happened at Tower 7, but this kind of gives you an idea that like this was all pre looked at.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pause. Let me just pause.
Can we pause this podcast?
Yeah. All right, hit that video.
All right, everyone. What an expert or government organization or news doesn't tell you anything. Right here.
College campuses is horrific. Anti-Semitic mobs have taken over leading universities. They call for the annihilation of Israel. It's unconscionable. It has to be stopped. It has to be condemned and condemned unequivocally.
When Netanyahu demanded that the protests against Israel be stopped, the U.S. government complied because our members of Congress have all been bought and paid for with tax dollars given to the American Israeli Political Action Committee, known as AIPAC. AIPAC openly brags about this on their official website because they don't have to register under the Foreign Agents Registration Act, which requires agents of foreign principals to register and provide transparency. Beginning in 1962, they were known as the American Zionist Council, and President John F. Kennedy was ordering them to register as a foreign agent. Along with members of the U.S. government, the Zionists fought against this. In October of 1963, forms were prepared for them to register. But the next month, JFK was assassinated, and Israel has never been asked to register since. 4 years later, Israel attacked the USS Liberty, murdering dozens of Americans and injuring over 100. The U.S. government helped them cover it up as an accident. On the day of 9/11, 5 Israeli.
Yeah, pause on that too. Hey, Israel has been caught doing a whole ton of fucking shit, like the Apollo incident, which is where they stole a whole ton of uranium from us through an Israeli spy.
I didn't know
Yeah, dude. They also tried to blow at the King. I want to say it was the King James Hotel. They launched right when they got created. They launched a terror attack on a British hotel. Yeah, a British hotel.
So that was, you know, who said that was the first fucking what's this guy, the Ben Gearing or whatever.
Yep,
that guy. He was a straight up, like, he called himself a terrorist, like a straight up terrorist.
The first prime minister of Israel. Yeah, straight up, because they got Israel a lot of it, like the shit that they bitch the Palestinians are doing is kind of their tactics that they used in the early 1900s on the British / Palestinian government that was in that area.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, so right there, U.S. The Liberty, the Apollo incident. There's a whole bunch you can really get into it. Like we're in the 60s, 70s, 40s, 50s, all that they were running around just being assholes.
Yeah, they straight up sank a ship, the USS Liberty. You can Google it. That they knew it was an American ship, but they thought it was an Egyptian ship because they were fucking around with the Egyptians at the time. And they had American flags on it. They intercepted American radio communication. They fucking bombed.
Yeah, the only person to go to jail for all that was the guy, was one of the pilots that like dimed out the Israelis that they knew that it was, and the whole night that they were well aware and that they were given the order to keep attacking. That's the only person that went to jail from the Liberty incident.
Yeah, they want to drag us into every fucking war that they're in for their benefit. They'll sacrifice every American for their fucking gain.
Who were seen photographing the collapse of the Twin Towers and celebrating were arrested and detained for several weeks. In documents later released by FOIA requests, the FBI redacted their faces in pictures where they were posing in front of the burning towers and described them as being happy and jovial. One of them stated, "Israel now has hope that the world will understand us." The end of the declassified document asks if they had foreknowledge of the event and were there to film it, and the answer was redacted. As soon as they were released, they returned to Israel and went on television, where they confirmed that the answer was yes.
The fact of the matter is, we are coming from a country that experiences terror daily. Our purpose was to document the event.
The dancing Israelis had fake student IDs, and several accounts of suspicious Israeli art students were reported to be infiltrating government buildings. Over 100 of these Israeli art students were arrested. Fox News reported that these art students served in military intelligence and explosive ordnance units.
The majority of those questioned, quote, stated they served in military intelligence, electronic surveillance intercept, and/or explosive ordnance units.
In March of 2000, several of these Mossad art students were living in the World Trade Center as part of the World Views Artist in Residence program. They occupied floors 90 and 91, where walls were unfinished and structural beams were exposed. A member of this group of artists, Hanan Sarfati, was arrested by the DEA as part of the Israeli spy ring. But the identities of an additional 14 Israelis who were with him have never been released to the public. These Israeli artists were sharing the space with a group of Austrian artists known as Gelatin, who were working on a project called The Bee Thing that involved removing windows on the 91st floor of the North Tower. A small balcony was constructed for people to stand on while photographs were taken by a helicopter. Another group called E-Team managed the helicopter with the designation number N666LH. This helicopter was to be in an...
Why do they always got to use it? Like, it's like they have to tell you that something's going on. And by the way, the only way that this all goes down is not just Israel that's doing this. It's our government that's in bed.
Oh, yeah.
Right. You're seeing it right all over the place. It's like, all right, guys, we're going to pull this fucking off. And, You guys just, make sure the cleanup is all taken care of, right?
Have you seen the conspiracy? It's just a fun one. The Star of David has 6 points with 6 triangles and then a hexagram, which is 6 sides in the middle. Like it's all 666.
666, right? Yeah. It's like, oh, let's fly this helicopter 666. It's like, let me just wave the fucking flag, right?
Yeah.
And then that 90 and 94, because I always said, like, how the fuck, like, people are like, how would they demo the building? Like, you'd have to blah, 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 blah. They're 91st and 91st floor of the World Trade Center. Yeah. In 2000, prime real estate, office building. And you've got art students living in it? Okay.
Yeah, the other thing is, so gelatin, if you look at how gelatin's spelled, that's how you spell like
the explosive. Yeah, they'll bring that up here in a second.
Okay.
Art exhibit memorializing this project scheduled for September 11th, 2001. In March of 2001, E-Team had an art project called 127 Windows. Officially, they were going to write their name on the exterior of the tower. They had an artist's rendering of what the project was supposed to look like, but it never appears to have happened. And on 9/11, American Airlines Flight 11 crashed into the exact spot where they were supposedly preparing to do this. In 2001, Gelatin published a book on the project and described it as conspiratorial work. It includes a drawing of someone falling head first from the 91st floor with the words 300 meters of pure pleasure. Gelatin was originally spelled the same as the explosive, but was officially changed in 2005. And the 9/11 Commission report does not mention Gelatin, E-Team, or any of the Israeli Mossad art students. Reporting for InfoWars, this is Greg Reese.
Yeah.
Right. So here we go. Why are you're experts, the people that these agencies that we're all funding, this, that, the other thing. You have all these people with shady fucking connections. You got to pull on the strings there, right?
So it didn't talk about it, but they all claimed to work at a moving company too. So the FBI got warrants for that moving company. When they showed up, it had already been vacated and cleared out. You know what I mean? So the 5 dancing Israeli guys.
Well, right after 9/11, like immediately they were running flights for all these Saudi Arabian, like high up Saudi Arabian nationals out the fucking country, right? So basically, this is what I tell people all the time when they want to go on like anti Jewish rants. I'm like, it's not the Jews for all you fucking neo-Nazis out there. You have a globalist conspiracy of different groups of people. You got the white, Anglo-Americans, so, your Bushes, your Rockefellers, your Morgans, your Windsors, that group. You got the House of Saud, and then you got these hardcore religious fundamentalist Israelis that are fucking backed by the Rockefellers and the International Bank. They've all gotten together and they're trying to run the world.
Yeah.
And they'll brush out, man. There's the 9/11 Commission should have had those 14 students, everything about their history. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this guy, he was an explosive dude in the Israeli army. That should have all been in the 9/11 Commission. Yeah. Everything. There's so much shit that they just leave out and intentionally don't report. And it's like, bare minimum, you should be putting that information out there so that, and the news should be investigating it. Fox News should fucking not be bought and paid for.
That's not what we do here. That's what the news does here. Yeah, but because it's like I've had this conversation with people who will say, well, yeah, but those are foreign nationals. So even if they went back to Israel, the U.S. would have no way to get that information. I'm like, are they not allies with Israel?
I thought it's our greatest ally.
Yeah, it's our greatest ally, right? Don't they have one of the most sophisticated fucking intelligence agencies, the Mossad?
Don't we have an intelligence agency, right?
Yeah. We can find Saddam in a hole, but we can't find these 14 guys that clearly appear to be.
They had to come over to the United States on visas, apply for all this shit, that, the other thing. You're right.
Yeah,
we can't
employment. They had employment, so dude, it's insane, man. Either they're incompetent to the point where nobody should be afraid of these people, or they are just orchestrating straight up evil shit.
Or straight up evil shit. And then
2 options.
And then when people like us call it out, the idea is that you just turn the whole entire propaganda apparatus on that and destroy that person. I mean, half the time, that's if someone look at Rogan when he got all uppity, they went and drummed back and found him dropping N-bombs, right?
Oh yeah.
Anytime they're like, oh well, this guy's got a problem. All right, we got to hammer his credibility. His it won't even be attacking the actual issue that the person's raising up. Yeah. They'll just go after the person, right? Yeah. That's the MO on it.
Yeah. That's how you know someone doesn't have an argument, or they're the bad they're the wrong side of the argument. Because like, if you tell me something and I just immediately start attacking like how you look or how you are, that means I don't fucking have an argument and I'm probably the one that's wrong, right? Like ad hominem attacks is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. So like, if you're trying to character assassinate, that means you can't assassinate the argument, you know? So if someone's saying that, hey, you guys seem to have had a hand in this terror attack, and they're gonna be like, well, you sound like an anti-Semite. It's like, the fuck? Like, yeah, that has nothing to do with what I just said. And now I'm kind of like thinking you really, really had something. You didn't just have something to do with it. It probably is directly from you.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. So yeah, it's wild, man, to see that shit laid out like that. So just go down the rabbit hole of the dancing Israelis.
Yeah, the dancing Israelis, man, is like, it's my buddy actually. He's a retired chief of police now from Cliffside Park. His best friend at the academy is the guy that pulled over the dancing Israelis. He was working 9/11, and the call came out. It was like a white van, and his buddy pulled it over.
Yeah,
he grabbed him.
Some lady was like seeing these guys taking like look like they were doing like glam. What do you call it? Trophy shots.
Trophy shots. Yeah, she's the one who called it in. Yep.
Yeah, that's wild, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's weird that they're our greatest ally. If these guys were Mossad. But then again, the CIA, who blew up the Nord Stream pipeline? Like, we do fucked up shit.
The CIA, yeah, dude, yeah. That's why I keep on saying it. It's not just the Israelis, dude. It's not like they're part of this fucking globalist one world order government, and they're doing whatever the fuck they want, however they want, in order to get this done. They are this close to we're this close to being the first worldwide empire. That's it, man. China's in on it too. China's like is their baby. As much as they want to play like, oh, Taiwan, this, that, the other thing, we're enemies with China. China was nothing until Ronald Reagan and pals decided that
they pumped so much money into that place, dude.
Not Ronald Reagan, my boy.
Yeah. I don't recall Iran-Contra, Ronald Reagan. Yeah.
I used to be able to have full automatic firearms until Ronald Reagan.
Yeah.
Amnesty, Ronald Reagan.
This is why I'm losing. Well, I have
vaccine injury liability for the pharmaceutical companies. Ronald Reagan.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. That's why the conservatives, I have a special kind of contempt for them, because at least the Democrats are like obvious for what they're trying to do. Like they're open about what they're trying to do. Like they don't like you. They tell you they don't like you and all this stuff. And the conservatives are like, no, we're the good guys. You know what I mean? Like it's the slaves that are like, love their slavery, or the slaves that don't know they're slaves. You know what I mean? Like it's the ones that don't know they're slave kind of make me angry.
That's where I'm at, dude. I either want warlord Trump, who's going to come in and absolutely fucking set fire to this entire right? Yeah. Or I want 340 AOCs in Congress.
Yeah, collapse
the craziest motherfuckers on the left wing. I want the craziest left wing people that you can get to occupy every position. I want my Secretary of Defense to be having gay sex inside the Senate chamber while it's on C-SPAN. Like that's the level that I want. Right?
Yeah. Because there'll be no denying these people who the ostrich thing where they bury their head in the sand.
Yeah.
They don't want to fucking see.
Oh, not that bad.
Yeah, it's fine. You know, like, yeah. As long as when our guy gets in, things will be different. You know, like those guys, they won't be able to delude themselves anymore. Right.
Right.
And then maybe shit will change. Well, yeah, I don't. So you're saying like it's when there's like a weak blood vessel in somewhere in your body, so the doctors will they'll put a bunch of pressure there to blow it so they can see it, and then they'll they'll repair it. You know what I mean? So that's what
needs to happen.
Shoving these people in there and just blow it up, man.
Yep.
Yeah, that's gonna be ugly. I think like a Bukele type situation would be better, but like for someone like Bukele to get in that position in our society, he would have had to dodge the NSA, the CIA, the FBI.
It's not happening.
It's not going to happen, dude.
Not happening.
And even if he did, the president doesn't have that kind of power. You know what I mean? So
no, you're going to have to come in. The person's going to have to come in. Like that's why Trump pushing out. Like you got to come in and just be like, yeah, this isn't. I got the guns and this ain't happening. At a certain point, like I know it's that's where I differ from like I guess the more libertarian thing is like you have an evil enemy that's not going to let you live out a libertarian lifestyle. And it's not like distantly far. It's next door to you. It's here next door to you.
Yeah. They've convinced everyone that they should be scared of China when they should be scared of your fucking mayor, your governor, your president, your people. Because they're not your people. I don't view these people as my people, man. Not really.
Like just look at your big cities where they're letting person can get robbed 48, assault 48 times in and out of jail.
Oh yeah, we haven't talked about immigration yet. Has that been solved yet? Is that going well? Like,
I did. Mike Johnson's another one that he's always like, we passed HR2. I was like, you knew damn well that they would never pass that bill by itself. Your opportunity to fucking get it passed was. Yeah. I could have stomached the Ukraine, like sending $60 billion to Ukraine, if they would have been like, the only way we're getting this is if HR2, which is like the actual border bill, not that bullshit Senate bill that they tried to pass.
Yeah.
Right. If they held it, we're like, okay, negotiation time. You want money for fucking Ukraine?
But he got nothing.
He got nothing. He did everything the Democrats want. It's fucking, and you know what? This is another thing is people are like, well, the Republican Party takes so much money from AIPAC when they were like, we're getting the money for Israel because they got like $26 billion for Israel.
So he did get that. Okay, that's what he got. Yeah, but see, and this is the thing. Like, that was one of the things Trump did was he was like supporting Mike Johnson. Like,
straight up, that was
yeah. And like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? Like, this guy, he clearly just sold out.
Dude, and then Matt Gaetz, I usually like Matt Gaetz, and I'm like, I was messing with him. He was like, if we vacate the chair on Mike Johnson, then the Democrats could bribe like 3 or 4 Republicans, and then you would have like Hakeem Jeffries. And I'm like, Good. Hey, Matt, they're doing that anyway. I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but yeah.
Yeah, dude,
that's happening right now.
This is the problem with the conservatives is they're the slaves who don't know they're slaves, so they're not even awake to fight. They can't identify the problem, so they have zero chance of changing anything.
Right,
zero chance. That's why, like, the ones who do wake up, to what's really going on, they don't stay Republicans. They leave. They go to become independents, libertarians, and then ultimately probably anarchists. But nobody stays in that party once you realize, because once you wake up and you look around and you realize, like, Ron Paul was there for a long ass time, dude, had the right message the entire fucking time, never really made that big of a, they sabotaged him every turn. Like, yeah, you're right. No one, the person who needs to get there, they'll never allow.
There's too much, dude. The complexity and how many hoops you have to jump through is just not possible. You can sit there and be like, oh, you could do that. No, it's not going to happen.
And then they can always
JFK. Yeah, worst comes to worst, you just shoot the fucker.
Yeah. Yeah, which is another thing about Trump, who didn't fucking release the JFK documents,
right?
And what did he say? Like, if
you saw what I saw,
you wouldn't have released him anyway.
Yeah,
it's like, even though everyone involved is dead, so the only person he could be protecting is
government agencies or cover.
Yeah. Yep. So that means he doesn't believe that that people should lose faith in the institutions, I guess. I don't know.
Right. No, that's the argument, is that if we put this stuff out or we do this, then there'll be, riot or this. It was like, this is how we got you guys just lying your ass off all the way through here is how we got to this point.
I did see, now this is bullshit because every politician does this, but I did see RFK just came out saying he will pardon Assange. He'll pardon Snowden. Like, he said it publicly. I will pardon them.
I just reposted, I think, the Libertarian Party. They were like the 3 things that Trump needs to say in order for him to get some libertarian support. Mm-hmm. And it was one was pardon Assange, Snowden, and Ross Ulbricht.
Yeah, he's here in Tucson.
Actually. Yep. Yeah. Right. He lives right down the road from me, that man.
Yeah, I know. His mom, Lynn Ulbricht, comes to the libertarian meetings sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. He was on lockdown for a while because what's his face? Chivin's there too. The guy who killed George Floyd,
Chauvin.
Yeah.
Derek Chauvin.
He was involved in the George Floyd debacle, but he's there.
He put fentanyl in his mouth? Weird.
Yeah, I know. It's fucking amazing, dude. Where is this?
Yeah, so I could pick up things. He could apologize for the fucking Operation Warp Speed. He can swear up and down that he'll never have any of these fucking rhinos in his cabinet again. He can, pardon those people. He can pretty much end all the fucking foreign war. Like, he can pull our troops out of Syria. People don't know, like we talked about earlier, there are troops in Syria. Nobody voted for that,
Yep, here you go. Here's the top 3 from the libertarian. Being libertarian. 1, audit the Fed.
Well, yeah.
2, defend the Guard. The National Guard should stay in the U.S. unless a congressional declaration of war is signed.
Yeah, so hold on. Elaborate on that. So that do not send your National Guard overseas to
National
fight.
Guard.
National Guard to fight, which Bush did.
Yeah.
So, like, you don't send...
He was the start of that. That's another fucking, 9/11. Like, here's another 9/11 bullshit thing that, like, got added in that we all forget, right?
Yeah, because they'll say it's national security. They have to go over there, so they're fighting.
We're guarding.
We're guarding the nation's borders in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Defend the guard, and then 3 was give Assange, Snowden, Ulbricht, and other journalists, whistleblowers their freedom back. First Amendment is non-negotiable. Honorable mention: he has to admit the failures of COVID response and address how he make the same mistakes. Holding people accountable would be a requirement.
Well, that's the thing. Like when I watch that Cuomo guy coming out on these other podcasts, he's coming out and he's talking about like, we were lied to and all this stuff. And it's like, that's not enough for me. You need to fucking grovel and tell me one.
Dude, they weren't lied. He can't even say they lied to me. I need to Christianity, right? You can always Catholicism, like, oh, God will always forgive you, right?
Yeah.
You can always seek forgiveness. Like,
but sorry.
True, if you're truly sorry, part of being truly sorry is fessing up to your bullshit.
Yeah.
And all you motherfuckers knew, you just got the marching orders from above. So like the Cuomo brothers there, especially the governor,
Andrew.
What's his? You ever see the picture of him where he might have nipple piercings? P.S.
Andrew Cuomo?
Yeah, dude. Oh, bro, there's like a picture of him. He's got some fucking bitch tits, and he's wearing like a polo shirt. It's when he was doing the ventilator thing, which was the total wrong thing to do for everyone. Was kill people left and right. Yeah. But he's got this like polo, like thin polo shirt, bro. And he's either has the weirdest fucking nipples of any one man, or he's got a nipple piercing.
They're all degenerates. I'm sure he does. Yeah. Yeah, and then every night during COVID, he had his brother on his news show, and they were talking about, like, hey, we're just doing, like, you're the governor, I'm in the news.
In New York, you got to stay 6 feet apart, and anyone who doesn't do that, they're against New York City. So, go fuck yourself.
Do you remember when he fucking, this was in the heart of COVID, dude, when he did the fake, like, coming out of quarantine?
Yeah.
But somebody had, like, gotten into a fight with him, like, while he was riding a bike or something, like. How about you apologize for that? You know what I mean? Like,
what was even worse was remember De Blasio, the mayor of New York, who was like, free French fries, forget a COVID shot, and he's eating like French fries. That's a great deal. I'm like,
oh my god,
dude.
Yeah.
Actually, people like I'll have to drum up like a COVID craziness compilation because there's a bunch out there.
Tom Elliott has a bunch,
dude, and you watch it and you're like, it infuriates me still.
Oh yeah.
People are like, I was 4 years. I feel like Seth from Superbad, where he yells at that kid. He's like,
"Don't forget,
go piss your pants again, there, Eric." And he's like, "That was like in 4th grade. People don't forget."
Yeah. Well, people do forget.
Yeah.
But
I don't. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not forgetting that shit. They tried to ruin our lives, man. And it was stressful for a long time. If you just took the vaccine, I bet you're stressed now. If you took that vaccine, you're just like every little fucking skipped heartbeat. You're like, oh shit, this is it.
No,
this is my stroke.
I don't think a lot of people just zone it out and are like, I've made it this far. I'm not going to fucking die.
Well, some of them can't zone it out according to the AstraZeneca lawsuit.
Yeah, no. There's a ton, dude. I think RFK posted it. He was like, the COVID-19 vaccinations, if you just take the actual, if you just take the official government reporting systems like VAERS and whatnot from around the world, the COVID-19 vaccinations have more vaccine injuries and more vaccine deaths than all other vaccinations combined.
Yeah.
Combined since 1960 something. So they it was like, oh yeah, let's inject you with this like RNA bullshit that we've never used on anything before. It was like, it's just mind blowing to me that people fucking went along with that.
And this is the thing, like people say that I don't know if you've heard this, but like they'll just say you were right on accident. Oh, you just happened to be on the right side. Like that's
no,
no, that is patently absurd. It's demonstrably false. It's just not true, man. Like there were people saying all the things people agree with now. People were saying that in 2020.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Dude, I got thrown out of multiple restaurants because I refused to wear a mask to walk to my table.
Yeah, because you're like, this is just bullshit. They don't work. This is not how they work. Like
Starbucks, I got thrown out of a bookstore because I wouldn't wear a mask. What the fuck else? I do all over the place. Yeah. I was getting yelled at all over the place. I was just like,
dude, people got emboldened too. I was in a Fry's, like a local grocery store, and this like morbidly obese, not even like a older lady,
boomer,
dude, a boomer for sure, a boomer. She was like, "Don't you?"
She's getting like those 9 to 12 servings of carbohydrates every day.
Yeah, she like looked right at me, was like yelling at me in the middle of a fucking store, dude, because I didn't have a mask on and all this and all that, and it's like, dude, the fact that you think you're so morally correct, or either you think you're so morally correct, or you really think you're gonna die, which I don't think that was the case, because why would you yell at me? Why wouldn't you just run away from me?
People like that amaze me, and this is a chick thing a lot more often because like dudes have the threat of violence more often. But like I'm 6'4", I weigh like 230 pounds. I'm a big fucking dude, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm actually like trained on like
combat.
Yep. And like I don't run around mouthing off the fucking, like, you don't see me like being like, hey, you over there, like you, I got a fucking problem with you. Like, I don't do that. Right. And it never ceases to amaze me. These people that have like no physical ability, no combat skills, they'll run up and just like fucking run their mouth like they're Mike Tyson or some shit. Like,
it's because they don't know. They don't know what violence is. They don't even know what real danger is. Like, and this is the other thing. Like, and it is, you're right about it. It is a woman thing because, like,
oh wait, dude, as having to deal with multiple domestic violence, responding to domestic violence shit up fucking north, I learned that was like, oh wow, this girl feels that I won't fucking put my hands on her. Yeah. Like, she can do whatever she wants.
Or she'll be like, I'm terrified of him, but then like you'll see a cell phone video of her just like following him around talking shit. Like, you ain't shit. You got a small dick, and like. You know, she's telling you how terrified she is. Like, if you're terrified of it, like if a lion's in the room, I'm not gonna like. I'm legit
poke the lion.
Yeah, I'm just fucking poke it. You know, because that's how afraid I am. You know, like it doesn't make any fucking sense. But yeah. Anyway, so like COVID really emboldened these people, right? A lot of people. I'll never forget that shit, and people have already forgotten. It's real sad. You know, that makes me think it'll happen again.
Yeah, dude. I mean. Fucking look at 9/11, right? We had the Patriot Act, and like you think we learned our lesson. Then they re-upped it with the Freedom Act with Obama,
the CARE Act,
and now the CARE Act, and then Pfizer re-upped. So we haven't learned our lesson on any of the 9/11 stuff.
Well, how many times do we have to fucking fund terrorist groups? You know, like that are fighting like Assad or something.
ISIS, Hamas, dude. Hamas is. But P.S. People that don't know, Hamas was created by the Israeli government to deal with the PLA, which was the people that were running the Palestine, Yasser Arafat in Palestine. That was his. Yeah. So basically they made this fucking political party because they felt that they could control the fire of that political party, right?
As old as time.
As old as time, right? And then you arm up. We did it with the Zetas. Right down in right south of Texas, right? Yeah. We went down there and we're like, we're going to train you guys to be counter narcos, and they were like,
our special forces training.
Yeah, we're like, oh shit, we can just go into business for ourselves and fuck all these people up. And now you have the most brutal cartel down there is
that
Zetas.
Are actually setting complex ambushes that are fucking like
military tactics.
Military tactics. Yeah, dude. So like the Mujahideen, dude. Like, this goes all the way back. Just we keep how many times we don't learn our lessons, you know? Probably because it's effective, because it gets done what they want to do and they never suffer consequences.
Right, dude. The people that are making this decision, their family, like they're not blowing up going to like the Met Gala and attacking the Met Gala. No, they're attacking like a Christmas parade where there's like 70 of us fucking chilling out. You know what I'm saying?
So you just said it, us.
Yeah.
Like separate from them.
Yeah. There, what's his face was just on this. What's Ben? He's a black dude. He's actually real fucking smart. He was on Flagrant, and he was like, he's like Democrat, Republican, complete illusion. He's like, it's us versus them. He's like, there's 100 families worldwide, oligarchs. They run this place. Yeah. They've been fucking doing it for a couple hundred years now. You know,
and if you don't accept that, you'll never change it. If you're not even aware of that,
right? First step is you got to identify the problem.
You have to identify the fucking problem, dude. But people are so resistant to that because like they've gotten their whole worldview. They were raised in state schools, so like for you to make the case to them that hey, the government is not really of the people, like that's fucking world shattering to a lot of people.
Dude, my kid's learning about 9/11 right now, and I'm trying not to just like fucking like. You know what I'm saying?
I can't even imagine what the state version of that is. It happened when I was in school, so it didn't, we didn't learn about it. Like we lived it.
I was in college when it happened, and like I remember I watched it as it was happening, like going down.
Me too. I was putting my shoes on. I was a freshman in high school,
and dude, like fucking my kids learning about 9/11 now, and I'm sitting there like trying and my girl too. Like my girl is like completely oblivious to this stuff. I actually sent her that video. I was like, here you go, just take a look at this.
Yeah. Do you think they talk about the dancing Israelis? Yeah, probably not. Or Tower 7 at all. They'd be like, oh, this other building fell down.
There's video where the BBC is we got reports that Tower 7 has collapsed. And then meanwhile, the video is of the guy talking is Tower 7's directly behind him.
Yeah, they're like, wait. Hey, you're 30 seconds early.
You're ahead of schedule.
Stop. Yeah, dude.
Damn it. The goddamn time zone. We're an hour ahead.
Yeah, dude. It's insane, man. But yeah, that's the purpose of the podcast, guys. Like, just nothing we're saying here is like, we're not expecting you to take our word on any of this shit. This is all, do some research, independently verify for yourself. Don't believe what you're told, even from us. Just fucking go down the rabbit holes. If you
dude, and if you find something that we're wrong on, Send it to us, dude. We'll look into it. I love that shit. When I find something, when someone's like, oh no, it's actually this, and they fucking send me something, I'm like, oh fuck yeah. I love digging into stuff like that. Like, that's why I don't really watch TV that much, because I'm always like sitting there like, and people want to like knock on Alex Jones and whatnot, but like he literally, that's what he does. Like and that guy Mike Benz, can't shut that guy out every time I have to, but they just go through these documents, FOIA requests, government documents, government reports, and they just match the inconsistencies and like what they're saying. Like, and people are like, oh, they wouldn't plan this. I was like, they literally wrote a document called Agenda 2030.
Yeah. In their own words. So it's in their own words because they think, they know how dumb people are, or like not even dumb, just maybe like,
dude, well, you have this entire apparatus. It's designed to keep, take health insurance, right? The U.S. healthcare system, right? It paralyzes you from being able to move from job to job, right? Because I can't afford to lose health insurance if I have a family, especially once you have kids, right? Because fucking kids are always getting like something's always going on with them, right? Yeah. And you're like, oh, this will be financially crippling me. So it makes you have to be into the system, right? So they've developed this entire system where even smart people are like, well, I'd like to change this shit, but the system is, I have to jump through 95,000 different hoops. And that's like one of the things with like taxes and business regulations and whatnot. It's designed to keep you all in this fucking box, dude, where you have
to fight tooth and nail to get out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, that makes sense. Look, I don't judge people per se. That.
And then the government just picks winners and losers, like Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos' granddad worked for DARPA.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, dude. Like you go back and they all like have ties to like these defense agencies or intelligence agencies or whatnot.
It's a big club.
Yep. And we're not in it.
We're not in it. Yeah. Yeah, dude. It's fucking, I don't know. But you have to fucking know that's the game. That's the score, That's what it is. You don't, if you think you're playing checkers or chess, or no, checkers, this is chess. You know what I mean? You're not playing the same game. You'll never win a chess game by playing checkers.
Yep. Yeah, dude. And like, so have you seen what's going on? PS, this is like kind of work related, but have you seen what's going on in Laredo? This is an example of, Henry, is a Democrat. He's one of like the few Democrats that's like pro border stuff. Henry Cellular. It's not, it's CELLUR. It sounds like cellular. Cuellar. Yeah. So he's out of like Laredo. He's being indicted by the FBI for taking bribes from Azerbaijan.
Oh shit.
$600,000, right? And it's like they're going after him because he hasn't been 100% on board with Joe Biden's immigration plan, right? So, and P.S. Azerbaijan and it's been like blowing up Armenia, destroying churches,
Christians, they've
been left and right,
cleansing them.
And 70% of their arms is completely supplied by Israel.
Weird. Yeah,
right. It's Israel and Turkey are giving them all their arms for that, right? So anyway, he's took like $600,000 from Azerbaijan, so they got to investigate. Well, dude, this picture came out. It's like all the command staff of Laredo, like the chief. Like a whole bunch, and they're
Border Patrol.
Yeah, and they're partying with like one of Cellular's staff members and this Mexican businessman, and apparently they're all under investigation because this Mexican businessman was like getting them like prostitutes, flying them out, allegedly flying them all over the place on private jets for their wives, all this shit. Damn. So yeah.
Dude, so much shit comes out of Laredo, like so much of this, like that kind of shit. Like,
but dude, there's an example right there. So like they.
Dude,
the corruption that
that's how it's done. That is how it's done. People know that's how it's done in other countries, but everyone's like, oh, that wouldn't happen here,
right?
Why not? Like, why not? They're just people, just fucking people.
Yep.
Like someone in Azerbaijan is not that different from someone in fucking Kentucky. Like they all have the same fucking.
And once again, dude, he should be gone. I don't even give a fuck what country he took the money from, or at this point, the principle that you sold out for not seven figures.
Yeah.
You sold your country out for not seven figures. Yeah. Get the fuck out of here, dude. You're a congressman and you're selling out for what, $600,000? Okay, right. You pay off your house, but like, what the fuck are you going to do? Like,
exactly.
Come on, man. It's not fuck you money, right?
Yeah, no. Fuck no.
Yeah.
It should be, you need fuck you money because they're going to come at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's funny.
To sell out your country, sell out your oath of office, and you're going to fucking do it for less than 7 figures. Get out of here.
Dude, I remember very distinctly, me and you were at work and we were having a conversation where everyone has conversations at the points. And I was talking about monarchies. I was like, the superiority of monarchies.
Yeah.
And I was like, at least in a monarchy, like it's his, like the country's his possession. It's in his best interest to make sure it's doing good and all this stuff.
Right.
The system we have, like the best thing you can do if you're like a congressman is to extract as much shit from your position as possible.
Yep.
Because you have a term limit. You have the re-election that you could lose, like all these things. So like, they just get as much shit for yourself and then dip. You know what I mean? Like fuck the country. Yeah,
no, dude. I go back and forth all the time on this. Where like I'm almost at the point where I'm like, everyone can have rocket launchers. Like pretty much the Constitution would be like, you can say whatever you want. Everyone has rocket launchers, and we have a dictator who makes all the decisions. And that way, when shit's fucked up, we know who the guy is. That guy right there. That's our boy we got to deal with, right?
Yeah.
With this like bullshit that we got here, it's like, oh no, it's not Trump. It's this guy. It's that guy. We would have got, damn it, I would have got Obamacare destroyed if it wasn't for John McCain being like, like there's always like a WWE like villain, like whereas I could just point and be like, yeah, that guy's fucking shit up. The dude, we got shit running.
I know where he lives.
We got to get rid of him. Like, it's it.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. There are some aspects that it would be superior if that was the system we lived in. But now we have like this terrorist cell type system that we live in where there's no head to cut off, really. I mean,
no, it's like that's why they call the blob. They call themselves Mike Benz. He's like, I stole this term from them. They call themselves the blob.
Yeah.
The blob. Because you could cut pieces of the blob out and it's still going to, whatever piece you cut out, it's still going to live.
It fucking pops back out like, they're chop off the director of the CIA and then boom, the FBI director steps in.
And it's,
yeah, dude, it really is like that, So people think the system's broken. I think, no, it's working exactly as intended.
Yeah.
This is exactly the system we have. It's not the people that are corrupt. The system has been corrupted. The actual structure.
The people are corrupt too, but the system is,
They are. Don't get me wrong. They are evil people in these positions, but it's the actual structure that makes it possible for them to be this evil. Which is why, like I was a moderate conservative type person to, a libertarian or to an independent, then to a libertarian, and from libertarianism. So, I mean, there's only the pipeline goes one way, because once you accept that freedom is more important than anything, more than your safety, because the only you can't ever trade.
Yeah, you don't have freedom for safety.
Yeah. So then the highest form of liberty is individual liberty, and who knows how to run your life better than you? So why would I outsource that to somebody else that I don't choose?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Which is ultimately anarchy, and people, not Antifa anarchy, because they just want like some giant communist.
Yeah, that's with Cloud and Piven. They're just there to break the system so that they can install their communist socialist. Yeah,
they claim to be anarchists. They're not. They would love to be ruled by some, insert,
they, them, or yes.
Yeah, insert some person of color and make them gay. That's who their leader. That's who their leader would be. I don't know, man. What else you got, dude? We're an hour in, so
I don't know, man. It's fucking. What did we hit? We hit the vaccines. We hit Israel. We hit the fucking Trump. NWO. We hit Trump.
It's true. It was a dynamite episode.
All over the place, man. Here on this. Yeah, we even got some BP fucking rumor mill shit going on.
Gossip in there.
Gossip there. I'm just interested to see what happens on all that. Like, we haven't had a good like you said, Laredo is always good for some like
serial killer came out of there.
Yeah, multiple killers have come out of there. Yeah,
the guy was shooting those prostitutes.
Yeah. Dude. So they always are good for. We thank you for your entertainment, Laredo. We appreciate it.
What the fuck is going on down there? Yeah.
Well, dude, like Laredo is right next to like the valley, right? Like it's like the back, like it's like be like Tucson, like the valley's Tucson, and then the fucking Laredo is like South Tucson.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like that's the best way I can describe it. Like,
yeah, dude, the valley, fucking Brownsville and stuff.
Yeah.
It's wild down there. But yeah, as far as the actual like, did you watch the? They had Jim Jordan was here in Saurita.
He came to. Dude, I would have loved to go.
So he had it was a retired Chief Clem.
Yep, he's making all the rounds.
Chris Clem, and then they had Jim Chilton was there. Shit. There was like Karcher. They use a sheriff, something to do with sheriffs, I think, or DPS. He was some law enforcement entity. He's a rancher too. Anyway, they were just there talking shit about all the shit that's going wrong. But they actually had a committee. You know, everyone's well aware of the problem. I don't think.
Dude, Jim Jordan, I would go up to him and be like, "Hey, you going to do another one of these useless committees that we've all called out, and sit there and put out a talking point?"
Do
or
you not know what the problem is?
Right. Hey, Navarro and Steve Bannon are going to jail for contempt of Congress. Meanwhile, the CIA, the IRS, the FBI have all been refusing to fucking bring any of this shit before you. And I used to think that part of the problem was like the DOJ. Like they could only get the DOJ to fucking go after, like for contempt of Congress. They could only get the DOJ, and the DOJ is ran by Biden, which has got Garland, right?
Yeah.
So they just won't do it. Like Hunter Biden has been like, yeah, fuck you. So like you would never get it. But apparently the sergeant of arms in the House, the Speaker of the House can order the sergeant of arms to go and arrest and detain people until they provide the information that is required by fucking Congress.
Why has that happened?
Why has that not happened?
Yeah.
They're fucking throwing all these other people in jail for fucking contempt of, and like the Bannon one and Navarro is like, oh, we were working for Trump, executive privilege, which is some of the argument like for the Eric Holder Fast and Furious, which I think is bullshit, but whatever. So it's been like established that and they threw them in jail.
Yeah.
So like grab these people, fucking be like, until this shit is in, like, oh, head of the FBI, you're under arrest for fucking contempt of Congress until these documents are provided. Here you go. They have apparently like a little jail cell underneath the fucking like jail facility underneath
Really?
Yeah.
That's where they store their cocaine, their personal use cocaine, probably.
Yeah, dude, Rick and Morty's got his like the JFK hooker tunnels.
Yeah, the JFK hooker tunnels.
We got a monster in the JFK hooker tunnels.
Yeah, dude. I don't know, man. But yeah, so there's another useless fucking town hall.
Yeah, dude. Right? It's like, okay, we're gonna sit here and fucking talk about like listen. You have the power to do it legally, right?
Yeah.
You have the legal power to do it, and you sit there and you spew all this bullshit and you don't do it, right? Why would I vote for you ever again, right?
Yeah, I mean, really, that's that. I don't have the answer for that. Other than they know nothing will happen to them. So I mean, nothing's gonna happen. You know, that's when nothing gets done. But yeah, so stop thinking these people are gonna fucking save you because they're not.
Yeah, no, dude, that's a prime example right there. Mike Johnson, Kevin McCarthy, Jim Jordan and pals, all of them. Yeah. Like anyone, they could, all this shit regarding COVID, the CIA, the FBI, like the raids on Trump with the fucking Mar-a-Lago, all this shit. They could, COVID, we'll just take the COVID thing. Say you don't even want to get fucking political. Hey, we want all the documents on NIH, all the shit, the money, the funding, this, that, the other thing. Boom, boom. Yep. You don't provide it, we're throwing you in the fucking jail. That's it.
Yeah.
They have the power to do that, and they don't do it. Why? They literally went and wasted $8 trillion, probably killed God knows how many fucking people with a combination of being willfully negligent, the vaccine fucking bullshit.
Cuomo killed at least 15,000.
Yeah.
People. Alone.
Yeah. And all the other bullshit that's tied to it. There's zero reason unless you're in on it or you've been like, and at that point, even if you were in on it, but you get bought, told, hey, no, just make it this. No. There's no fucking mercy for any of those people. With the COVID thing, man, that was finally it for me. Like, I mean, I'd always been like that direction, but that was fucking it.
Yeah, you did. You changed a lot over COVID, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. But at least you're very aware of it. I mean, people need to fucking wake the fuck up, man. That's the case. That's the truth. You know, these people fucking know what the problem is. They've had a lot of time to do something. They have the power to do something, and they're choosing to not do something.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Yep.
So, yeah.
Dude, also Biden was floating out that he might do like some executive orders on asylees. Did you see that?
No.
Yeah. And it's like, well, I thought you couldn't do anything. I thought you needed that bill passed because I can't do anything. I don't have the power. My hands are tied. It's like, yeah, dude, you do have the fucking power.
You're the head of the executive branch, the enforcement arm.
I know.
Just pick a law and then enforce it. Or no,
but that's the problem is that they just pick a law. I'm going to enforce this one, but I'm not going to enforce this one. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Oh, I like that law, but I don't like that law.
You can't say you're powerless.
Yeah.
That's retarded.
Yeah.
All right, dude.
Oh, yeah. One way out, bro.
One way out, dude.
Good stuff.
All right, man.